Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Asia if you don't already know. So we're going to jump right into it. To prime my face, I'm going to use my Smashbox Primerizer, and I'm just applying that all over my skin using my fingertips. Next, taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil, I'm just going to fill in my brows. And to do this, I'm just going to line the tops and bottom of my brow, and then I fill in the middle. I have super duper thick eyebrows, so I like this pencil because it doesn't give me like eyebrows that look like I drew them on with a marker, you know what I mean? So I basically just like clean up my eyebrows and fill in any sparse areas. To clean up my brows, I'm going to go ahead and use this Studio Finish concealer in the color NW40, and I basically use a concealer brush and I just like line the tops and bottom of my brow just to make them look nice and sharp. I prefer using a more like cream concealer versus a liquid because it's a lot easier to control. So if you struggle with your brows, definitely try this out. To go ahead and blend out that concealer, I'm just going to use a Bare Minerals foundation brush. I forgot what it's called, but I'll list it down below. And I basically just use that to buff out all of the concealer, and then I set my brows using my NYX Control Freak gel. And that's basically it for my brows. I like to keep it nice and simple. Go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm going to use my Colourpop concealer in the color Tan, and I just blend that using a beauty blender. And I look super aggressive while I'm doing this, but I promise it doesn't hurt. For my foundation, I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty foundation and a foundation brush from Colourpop. This is in the shade 350, and I just basically buff it into my skin like as quickly as possible. I hate putting on foundation so much, so like I try to make this like super duper quick. Okay, so since I put that first layer on like savagely because I just hate putting on that first layer of foundation, I'm going to go back in using a damp beauty blender and just like light tapping motions to make sure it looks like skin and not like a mask. For my concealer, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape, and I believe the color is Tan again. And I just apply a tiny bit in my inner corners along my chin and on my forehead, and I blend it out using my beauty blender. I like this technique a little bit better than applying like a really thick layer because it just looks better under my eye. Like it doesn't look cakey and all that jazz. To set all of my concealer, I'm going to use a blending brush, some random blending brush, in my Beauty Bakerie flour. It's a translucent powder, and I basically just like apply that everywhere under my eyes, and then along my smile lines because I love to smile, and then I really quickly buff that off using a giant stippling brush. I do not bake. I have dry skin, so I can't mess with baking anymore. It's not for me. Okay, so this is my favorite portion of my makeup. It's when I add all the color back to my skin. So I use two of the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzing powders. This one is in the color Mahogany, and I'm going to use that to go ahead and cut out my cheeks like a contour color. I actually like bought the wrong shade, so I just kind of like wing with it. So I go ahead and apply that under my cheekbones, and then I apply like two little evil horns at the top to kind of contour my giant forehead. As before with the translucent powder, I'm going to blend all of that using my stippling brush. And after I have contoured my face, I go ahead and add cappuccino on a giant blending brush, and I just go ahead and frame my face, making sure it's nice and bronze and I'm actually like the correct color I'm supposed to be. Oh, and if you don't want to spend this much money on contour and bronzing, definitely check out Black Radiance. It was my favorite contour kit ever. But anyway, back to the video. So for my blush, I'm going to use that orange shade that I showed you in my Scoops Elise palette from Beauty Bakerie. For my highlight, I'm going to be using this Conceited Artist Couture highlight. I really love this highlight. Like, it looks so good. It looks like skin. It doesn't look like too frosty, but you can definitely see it in the light. So I love this, and I'm just buffing it onto the tops of my cheeks, and I put it on the bridge of my nose as well. And that's basically it for my face. So for my eyes, I'm going to do a super simple look. I basically took that color Bikini from my Voss Flamingo palette, and I just packed it all over my lid and then blended it out using a blending brush. It's like the most simple thing ever. If you don't feel like doing all that extra stuff, use a shimmer. It'll be pretty. And then I took a little bit of that Conceited highlighter and I just packed it into the inner corners of my eyes. And using the same blending brush as before, I just like blended out any harsh edges. To finish up this look, I'm going to apply some mascara to my upper and lower lash, and then I spray my face profusely with some Urban Decay setting spray. For my lips, I use the KKW No. 6 lipstick and the Fenty gloss. And this is my final look. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.